I'm going to imagine I lost my 6 years of JB skating and tell you exactly what I would do to go from complete beginner to one of the smoothest skaters in the country. But first and foremost, let me explain why I'm even doing this. I recently traveled to Europe and visited 7 different countries with the sole goal of teaching people how to JB skate. For those who don't know, JB skating is a roller skating style that originated in Chicago around the 70s. The JB stands for James Brown because we mostly skate to his music. The moves consist of smooth footwork, big theatrical kicks, turns, jumps, and even splits. Now I hope that gave you some idea on why people want to learn it so badly. Now let's get back to the trip. Throughout my 13 workshops and countless lessons, I noticed that most people had all the ambition and dedication to learn, but no real guidance on how to start or improve after I left. Outside of Chicago, JB skating is only really big in a couple states, so there aren't a lot of skaters, let alone coaches. Fast forward to today, and I'll be telling you guys exactly what I would do if I had to start completely from scratch. And when I say from scratch, I really do mean beginner, like only can skate forwards beginner. Believe it or not, this is 100% the most difficult part of the process. I'm pretty sure I can speak for a majority of you watching this. Understanding balance and how to manipulate your body on skates is no joke and can take a lot of time, effort, and injury if you don't do it right. But fortunately, since I have the knowledge of someone that's been skating for almost 7 years, I know that I need to spend almost all of my time focusing on balance drills. Standing on one skate, rolling on one skate, putting my body in weird positions and working on crossovers, forwards and backwards. I also know a cheat code that ensures 0 injuries and make it so you can practice anywhere, including your home. Basically doing everything I just said, but without skates. Balance didn't just start existing when you found out about roller skating. We've been using it every day since we've been born. So many people obsess about skates and their setup but focus completely on the wrong things. I can make another entire video on the importance and the unimportance of your skate setup, but for today, I'll just say this. Please adjust your skates. After, and pay close attention when I say after, I get comfortable balancing on my skates, I will immediately adjust 2 parts of my skates: my wheels and my trucks. When the skates first come out the box, everything will be super tight and restrictive. Now imagine getting a new car and getting in without adjusting the seat, the rear view mirror, or even the grip on your steering wheel. You will be extremely uncomfortable and it will heavily impact the way you drive. It's the exact same thing with our skates. I would slightly loosen the nuts on my wheels so they can spin freely, and I would slightly loosen my truck so I can rock side to side with my foot and body weight. Where do I even start? This gotta be the #1 reason why people quit JB skating. You can literally learn every move and technically do them perfectly, but if you don't have rhythm or a bounce, you're going to look and feel stiff and awkward. I'm very much qualified to tell you this because I was exactly that. And honestly, I have more days than I can count when I reconsider learning the entire style because no matter how hard I tried, nothing ever flowed or felt natural to me. Everything was always forced and stiff. But lucky for you, I endured enough pain for all of us combined and learned what it actually means to have rhythm and to use it while skating. Most people will tell you to just listen to the music and everything will just flow. That's complete BS and doesn't really tell you anything. I'm personally not a dancer, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching this aren't as well. We weren't born being able to count beats or understand melodies. The simplest way I would go about understanding rhythm, aka musicality, is to just practice this one rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot more, but most basic JB moves use that count, and you should only really master one count at a time. Back in the day, before Lookatlono was a thing, one of my mentors used to make me do this silly thing. Well, it's not silly no more, but I thought it was silly. He would make me skate around a ring, but I wasn't allowed to do any moves. He just made me clap on a downbeat the entire time. And every clap was a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And only when he saw that I understood the rhythm was I allowed to try to skate to it. But in this scenario, since I'm a beginner, I don't know any JB skating moves yet. So let's practice this count but with crossovers. Every crossover is its own count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would practice the hell out of this move and focus on making each step as smooth as possible. Being smooth is just consistently and fluently flowing with the rhythm, aka the 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too fast, but not too slow. Alright, it's time to give myself a pat on the back. I made it to my first JB skating move. And to be completely honest with you guys, the last 3 steps was actually the hard part. JB skating is only difficult if you don't have balance and or rhythm. But we checked those boxes, so now it's all about technique. And the beautiful part about technique is that it can also be learned and practiced without skates. Meaning that I could practice in the living room, basement, bathroom, kitchen, work, school, hospital, plane, it doesn't matter. Out of the dozen foundational JB skating moves, I will have to learn the stand-up man first. It's usually the first move that most JB skaters learn. It's super simple and straightforward. You basically cross with your left foot, and if you didn't know, most JB skaters start everything with their left foot because of the rotation of the ring. After that cross, you slightly lunge forwards with that left foot. As you step, the right foot goes on a toe. And finally, you pull that right foot while still on a toe, bringing it slightly in front of the left foot. Keep that right knee bent and imagine you're doing that one questionable Michael Jackson move. And that's it. Simple enough, right? Learned my first JB skating move without skates. Now I just have to directly translate it to the skates. Yes, it will be a little bit more difficult on skates, but it's nothing like starting completely from scratch and having to fight with balance as well as figuring out the technique. I actually teach majority of the JB skating moves just like this in my online school. Regardless of your skill level, age, or location, anyone can join and learn everything they need to be a smooth and confident JB skater. I teach all the original moves and how to put them together and even how to freestyle. And you know I couldn't ignore my beginners. I have dozens of lessons on the complete basics, what skates to get, and balance drills you can do at home or at the rink. I even have guest coaches who teach their specialties outside of JB skating, like spinning, R&B skating, or other sub-genres of JB skating, like new school and old school. I've already taught over 600 students across the world and we grow every single day. By any chance, if you don't see results within your first 30 days, not only will I give you your money back, but I'll keep coaching you until you see those results. You can start today with just $1, link in the description below. Back to our first move. Now that we understand the technique, rhythm, and weight distribution, time to take it to our skates. And honestly, this is just a test of repetition. As long as I do exactly what I did while off skates, this will be a breeze. The only problem I could think about is probably the upper body. Like I said before, we aren't born dancers. So we don't naturally know what looks good or what looks awkward. So we tend to do anything with our arms. A rule of thumb I use is to use your arms solely for balance, then add a bounce to your shoulders that goes with the rhythm of choice, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This will force you to bounce with basically your entire upper body while maintaining control so you don't mess up your balance or look sloppy while you're skating. It will be awkward at first, but practice will always make progression. At long last, we finally got to the fun part. Our very first combo. This is when you're no longer a beginner skater and can actually attempt to be creative and show that big personality you have. Let's assume I didn't just stop at learning a stand-up man and went along and learned a few more moves. Off skates and then on skates, of course. Let's say those moves were the walk back and the short step. Both simple moves that wouldn't take that long to figure out. Now I have to figure out how to put them together and make my first combo. That's all about transitions. Transitions are how you go from one move to the next. Another topic that I teach in my online school. For me to combine all 3 of these moves, I would need to use a cross as a transition. A cross is just you putting your calf of one leg on top of the shin of the opposite. It's a part of a move called the 4 corners. So I would start with a stand-up man, then I would cross, then do a walk back. Now let's stop. For me to smoothly transition from the walk back to the short step, I would need to position it differently than if I was to do the move normally. I will position it lower so I could do the short step properly. So let's start back over. Stand-up man, walk back with the adjustment, then immediately do a short step. Congratulations again to me. I just did my first combination. Now, let's take it up a notch. Imagine a combo as an appetizer, but we still hungry. We need a full course meal, aka a routine. At this point, let's say I went somewhere to practice, so I logged into my JB Skate School account and I learned another 2 moves. So now we got a stand a man, walk back, short step, long step, and a big wheel. And because I now understand the musicality and how transitions work, I can easily put all of those moves together and create my first JB skating routine. So let's give it a go. Start with the standing man, cross for the transition, walk back with the adjustment, long step, short step, big wheel. And the crowd goes wild. Not before they ask me, how the hell do I go from complete beginner to not only doing, but creating my own JB skating routines within just a few months? This is the final stage of JB skating, where the moves are just tools and the only thing that matters now is your creativity and how well you can express yourself in the music. Introducing freestyling, aka just being able to flow with the music without thinking. You gain this ability through everything that we learned, including one extra thing that we didn't discuss yet: variations. Variations are different ways to do one thing. Let me give you an example. By now we're familiar with the walkback, but I've only shown you how to do it one way, but there are technically countless ways to do it. I could do a walkback but step to the side, or I can end it with a front cross, or imagine ending it with a pivot, or I go into a tic-tac. The only restriction you have is the music and your mind. Now let's imagine I have 3 different variations for all 5 of the moves I learned so far. That's 15 different moves. Now also imagine if I took the time out to learn how to connect all 15 of these moves with one another. With all of those tools, you can literally skate without thinking for hours. And that's the beauty of JB skating, and the thing that separates it from all the other rhythm-based styles. It can be extremely simple if you want, or it can be as complicated as calculus. So this is exactly what I would do if I had to start completely from scratch and get back to where I am now as a JB skater who's 6 years in, who's also taught in 10 different countries. And now that you know exactly what you need to do, take that first step and join a JB skate school and save yourself a bunch of time, headache, and even money on lessons. You can only learn so much in an hour. Even if you went into Chicago for a week and did lessons every single day, that's 7 hours, not nearly as much time as you need to master a style. My school is the best option for anybody that don't have access to JB skaters or JB coaches. So if you're interested in that, like I said, hit the link below. Hit the link below to get started today for just $1. Can't wait to see you guys again.